So for safety in Krounchasana, you have to make sure that you use your knee joint well, which is as a hinge. And so when you go to sit in the position, the sitting bone won't come to the ground, or this ankle and foot won't come to that vertical position. So you want this to come all the way down the right, and this to stay close to the body, the heel vertical. And so if that can't happen, then you may need to support your pelvis with some height. And so Matt, he uses this, let's see it. The ankle is tight, and so the heel can't lift up, and it's throwing his weight that way. Okay, so that's very common. Then he can't really ground that sitting bone. But he's been using this much height, so we'll look at that. And to my eye, that is probably too much, even though it's interesting because it doesn't exactly correct this problem. It makes it a little bit better. And what would correct this problem is really sitting in this position at home more, because that's a stubborn stuckness there. But what it does do is definitely allow him to ground this right side more, which is very important for the asana. But for him, I would actually try a little bit less height than that. So let's experiment with that. We'll even go down half the distance and see yeah. So this, and remember, when you're using props, the less the better, because this raises your center of gravity. It takes you further away from the earth. So you want to minimize that. Okay, so now here we go. Matt has tighter hamstrings, so he'll bend the knee to start to take the position. But remember, Matt, keep the left hip as forward as possible as you start to take your position. Then keep as upright as possible. Swing the left hip to the right and straighten this leg. Keep the arms straight for now. So you haven't folded yet. Look up and back. So remember this transition position. And if you're tighter, you work here for some time. And the only difference will be that you lower the chin. Lower the chin and stop right here. And this will give you a chance to center yourself forward over your foundation. Keep squaring the left hip forward. To reach through the left leg and lengthen it, and pull on your foot. So that pull goes towards you and down. And then finally, after some breaths, see what happens if you work with folding forward. And notice how it gets compromised. That the left hip starts going back. The spine starts dropping. So you resist that. That's right. Keep that left hip forward. Keep the right sitting bone down. There you go. And stay centered more over this right thigh than you think. So it's to a surprising amount that you are forward. And remember, this pull has to be strong, Matt. Pulling towards you. Swing to the right. Lift this leg, reaching away, and pull. That's the combination. Yeah. And then inhale, look up, straighten again, and release, get ready for your vinyasa. Notice he's attended to his foundation well. He's got the thighs parallel. He's got this nice shape to the femur. So look, if this were out and this were in, that would be a faulty setup. But no, he's got the support under his hips so that he can actually ground this nicely. Okay? Then you maintain that nice foundation with the Uddiyana Bandha, bend the knee, and as you start to bring the leg up, try to keep that right hip forward. Okay? Then we're going to work in the transition position for some extra breaths. So that means straight arms, lifting the chest, and instead of taking the head back when you're going to stay for extra breaths, actually lower the chin. And then the projects, which are keep the right hip squared forward, reach away very strongly through the leg, and pull with the arms towards you and down. So that downward direction of the pull, He's having a, no, bend the elbows. Oh, I told you not to bend the elbows, sorry. So in this, you'll have to bend a little bit. And so it's kind of like you folded, but kind of like you're staying upright. So, and that, notice you'll need to do that if you're tighter, because if you just go for the fold, so say you just fold forward, then the problems happen. See how this knee lifts up, the right hip goes back, the spine ends up back. So that's what you want to avoid. And so you've got to lift the navel, lift the chest, and swing the right hip forward so they square. There you go. And then work. And make this connection clear between the fingers and the ball of the foot. Many breaths. This is an excellent forward bending position. And one of the few in the second series. So you want to spend extra time if you're still working on your forward bend as you're learning second series. Okay, then straighten the arms, look up. Keep your weight forward, Matt. Yeah. Well, see, almost to the point of tipping, but then lift the leg against that pressure. And then release. Set up for your video.